Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just. 5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money, my dreams come true, my life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew?
All right, so this is the lace closure that I made, but you can buy your own. I decided to make my own lace closure, so this is just me showing you. I did not add this to the video. I'm just giving you a taste of my closure. This is the finished product of my closure. All right, so let's begin. Here I am just adding the net on, making sure that it fits nice and tight. Getting everything set up. I'm going to get ready to be adding my pins to it so it can stay still so we can begin this video. So you just apply this. I decided to use this type of cap today because it's easier to tighten up the front. This is what I used before when I built mine. You can usually get any type of cap you want. Some people use stocking caps. Some people use the dome caps. I find the dome caps to be very helpful too because you can just slide them right on and it has the spandex already built inside. But today I just wanted to do something simple for everyone. So I decided to just use this one because it already has the straps on the back. And it probably will work better for a beginner because they can tighten it up to their head. They don't have to worry about sizing their head or anything like that. If I was to do a quick weave wig, I would use a stocking cap to do that one. And I will have it on my head and I will just glue the tracks on it. That is a later video that I will be showing you. But here, yeah, that's all I'm doing is basically putting the pins on to keep the hair on there so I can get ready to begin to sew. This is me sizing up my closure to the beginning of the line of the weave net. You can buy a closure. I just made my own closure. It's something that I've been practicing on, so that's why I decided to make it. I wanted to practice on making my own lace closure, which you will see later on when I post the pictures. Yeah, so I am just pinning the lace here so I can keep it still. So make sure you stretch your lace to get it nice and tight before you get ready to sew, and then you just add your pins along. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just adding the pins along, tightening it up as tight as possible so it doesn't move. So I'm just going all the way around the lace, doing that same motion as you see. All right, so just continue to go around the head. I'm just going to turn around so you can see better. Right here, I still wasn't done all the way fully with the closure. As you can see, it's not all the way full. But I got the idea of it. I was going to do more touching up once I got done. So you'll see that once I post it later. But it was getting late at this point, so I just wanted to get a good start with the wig part before I laid down, because I knew in the morning it wasn't going to take that long after I got off work. All right, anyways, back to the video. So here I am just tidying the hair around to get it out the way because it's all nice and pinned. So whatever closure piece you decide to use, if you wanted to use a frontal or just another closure like this or a lace closure, this is the way that you do it. You pin it down with the pins so it's easier for you to sew, and then you clip that hair out the way. So right here we are going to begin to sew, and as you can see, I am using the hook needles, and what you didn't see is I pre-threaded all my needles. I get several needles so I don't have to stop. So with this loop part here, once you pull the string through the first time, I always go around in the loop part to make it attach without tying a knot right there. an extra knot because there's already a knot at the end. So just make sure you do that little hoop through the circle when you pull it through. As you can see, it's going to be regular motions of that, and I'm going to show you several times on how to thread that. You know, I decided to thread. You don't have to thread, but threading make it last longer. You can always use glue. I have used regular hair glue before. I have used the hot glue gun before. So yeah, those will be later videos. I'll show you different type of methods, but today we decided to sew. So that's sew that closure around there. All right, we're gonna speed this up a little.
Dope gang. Was you born in the 80s? Did your mama smoke cocaine? Have you ever seen the whole thing? Was you drove to the streets cause you grew up on show change? Fucked up when the dope age. It remind me when these rappers drop duds and their quotes change. Had to part with the low fade. I was standing in front of Knicks with my sack for the whole day. Drive-bys, I was road rage. We park and hop out, learn levels to this whole thing. Old school play the OJs, trying to make a slow change. Mama still slaving for a low wage. Trying to double up, yeah. 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just I ain't telling no lies, I just
5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money. My dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew?
All right, so once you cut that thread, you can release the pins, and we are going to begin sewing in the back. I'm just showing you right here that I left some lace. I sewed on the lace. I did not get all the way close up to the lining of the closure. I just sewed the lace, and I do not cut the excess lace off. I leave the lace on and just begin to sew over it once I get to that part. So here, this bottom piece right here where I'm pulling at, that is like your neck area. So that's usually like where your neck bends at. So I usually don't start right there, because even if you glue tracks right there, that part always tend to come up because your neck is constantly moving back and forth, and the hair is not really built for that area right there. So I'm just showing you here, right there. Yes, that part. Do not start right there. Sometimes if I want to do like a bob, I will start behind the ear area, so it'd be a nice space that be still left exposed back there. So that means you can't wear it up in a ponytail if you're doing like a quick weave like that. But if you're doing a sew in, that is a different story. So right there, you just get the webs of the weave, and you size it from where you want to start at. So I always size before I cut. Usually when I'm doing like a regular sew-in, I don't like to cut the webs, because if you cut the webs, then the hair tends to shed a whole lot. So when I'm doing a sew-in, I just like to keep bending. But because we're doing this wig today, I want it to sit flat. And sometimes with sew-in, once you fold the web like that, it stays puffed up until the person like sleeps or wrap their hair, or sometimes if their hair too tight, they can run it in some water, and then that usually loosen it up for the hair to lay down flatter. But due to we're doing a wig, we're going to cut the webs so it can lay flat automatically. So that's what I'm doing here, starting in the back, and I am just sewing. Make sure that it's secure. It was kind of hard with moving my camera around, securing the track on there. So I usually take a needle to hold the end, but since I was just starting right there, I didn't use the needle to hold this end. I'm just holding on to it here, but you'll see later in the video when I hold it like that. So yeah, so we're just sewing. Pretty much explanatory here. You're going into the holes on the net, the weave net, and you're coming out. As you can see, I started off with this bottom one. My sewing technique right here it all looks the same, but it's all the same, but it looks different as I'm going. See right here, is my first one, so it's easy for me to wrap it and then pull it through. So that's what you see me doing, wrapping it underneath, pull the thread through, go under, wrap around it, pull it through. All right, now we on track with it. I had to catch the beat. I was like, did the beat go off? Under. Okay. And then the next one. Under. Okay. And then the next one. Under, wrap it, pull. So it's like, it's a technique. You can sew it the way you want to. I had music going, so I don't know. I was just vibing to the beat. So I will go under and then wrap it and wrap it because I'm getting towards the end. So yeah. All right. So yeah, we're almost towards the end. So we're wrapping, hooking it. All right. Under. If I can grab it, right? Okay, we're gonna get it together. Wrap it, pull it. We gonna get it together, y'all. Under, wrap it, pull it. Okay. Under, wrap it, pull it. When you're working with long thread like this, it always get caught on everything. And now I'm towards the end, so I wrapped it twice and I'm gonna pull it through. When you wrap it twice like that, it automatically gives it a knot, but you will see I still like to put extra knots to make sure that's secure. So we're done with the first track and we're gonna go on to the second whip. Sizing it. Make sure you size it. The spacing I would say it's probably like an inch between, for the spacing of this weave. I was doing like an inch. Can't be specific. I mean, I don't go into, okay, I'm going to size it. It's just like I go into the spacing. So then you'll see me move it around to see how full it is, like if somebody's swinging their hair, to make sure that it's not a huge gap. But you'll see that later in the video. But right now, I just pinned that second track so we can begin. I did not cut the thread here. I just went on to the second track with that thread so I can keep going. And yeah, I'm just hooking it and pulling it through. And once I got that secure on there, I removed that pin because that pin tends to be in the way. Pull it through, wrap it, pull it. Tug on it, make sure it's nice and tight. Don't tug too hard because when you get to the sensitive spots on the net, you can rip this net. Hook it, wrap it, pull it through. All right, so we got that technique going. We're going to speed this video up again. Hook it, wrap it, pull it through.
I leave it behind if you let me. Ironic, I drown just to hold you down. I jump off the ledge if you're with me. I break you up, you just let me down. Let me down.
Need more money and chain too.
Let me down.
It's hard to catch what you can't see. I grew up to be who I wanna be, so the more niggas talk, I'ma shine. Might have been way before it's time. Posted with my back against the wall. Life is a bitch, but she mine. The rag 6'2", yeah, it's mine. The west side too, yeah, it's mine. What you know about? Your poster on the wall at the dealership. Leaving in the bed, legs trembling. Getting banged on for your penalties. What you know about? Your response be the reason you exist. Lucky I ain't get caught up in the twist. Young nigga, blue pager on my hip, so as the champagne spill and the car accelerate and the peak gon' cry. I'll be going to the bank at least 3-4 times. Get handshakes from the branch managers. We keep doing fly shit when the cameras cut.
Double up, yeah. 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up. I ain't telling no lies, I just, yeah. I ain't telling no lies, I just,
5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that money. My dreams come true. My life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew?
I'll leave it behind if you let me. I run and got drowned just to hold you down. I jump off the ledge if you with me. I'll bring you up, you just let me down. Let me down. Let me down.
Alright, so you just continue going all the way up to the beginning of the head. I'm just showing you here. This is what's left over. So we're getting up here close to the closure part with this area. So you just want to keep sewing. I already finished that side because it's supposed to be a side part. So that's why it's more opened on the other side and the other side is closed. So yeah, that's where I started off at this morning because it got late last night and I had to go to work. So we're just going to start back at the top part and you're just going to continue to sewing. If you're sewing correctly, wherever you putting your part at, that's where it should have more space at. So because this is a side part, I have to move the camera down, sorry. Because it is a side part, I have more space on well, I'm sitting down right now, so that makes more space on my left side and my right side is closed in. So we're just gonna do it like that. So this is where we began at this morning. So I'm just pinning and getting started back to where we left off last night and just starting that. So yeah, you continue to watch. And we're going to speed this up some more and play a little music. But you're going to continue doing that same motion I said, that under, round, and pull. Under, round, and pull. Under, round, and pull. Okay. Under, round, we pull. Hey, under, round, we pull. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Whatever. But you got to have a rhythm and a beat in your head, baby, when you're doing this. So it's under, round, and pull. Okay. Under, round, and pull. All right. You can tell it's in the morning. I done had my coffee, baby. I am teed all the way up off that clock, baby. Yes. All right. Continue watching. We're going to speed this up so we can get done with this project. Okay.
Right. This is rated R.
All right, so now that we're done with the wig, we just took the wig off the stand. I'm flipping the wig over. I'm showing you the inside of the wig. So that is the weft from the net, and then from the lace part, we left that open right there. So that's why you never seen me in the front when I sewed it. I started off at the side sewing, so it leaves like a little pocket right there. So what you want to do, you could leave this on if you like. Unfortunately, I wasn't leaving it on. I cut it off to put a little silky pink light silky one underneath it, so it won't rub so harsh on your scalp, if that makes sense to you, because sometimes those nets could irritate your scalp. Like, I have real sensitive skin, so it can irritate your scalp. But another reason why I like to use this type of net is because when you have the wig on, it has the hole in it, so it allows your hair and your scalp to breathe. Because sometimes when you do use the stocking caps or you use the dome caps, those are full. So that's the type of wig that you would put on and try to take off at night so you can let your hair breathe. Because if you don't do that, the one thing about wigs, if you keep them on constantly, it causes breakout to your hair underneath. So that's why I like to use a net where your hair can breathe. So that's what I'm just doing here. I use that net, and I'm just cutting off all the excess net. That's the underneath of my closure part that I made, so I'm just cutting all that extra lace off. What you're not gonna see me do is probably add combs to this wig, so it'll fit the person heads better. They can put the combs on. It makes it easier for them to put it on. So that's what you're not gonna see me do on this video. Because if you're making this yourself, most likely you're making it for you, so it will fit your head. But because I don't have a realistic person here, and I made this on a mannequin head, it's gonna be kind of off with the size because I didn't size anybody's head. So that's the only trick to doing it on a mannequin. So that is the inside of it and how it looks. That lace part is kind of tacky because it's a lighter lace. But this is the back part where the straps is at that you can adjust to make it tight around your head area. So that would be for the back. So I probably add the combs to the top part where the lace is, because I know a lot of people don't like to use glue, so it'd be easy for them to put on. Then they also can move it back and leave a little leave out if they like, or they can cut that part where I have the lace at, and the combs will still be there so they can.
I wanna be, so the more niggas talk, I'ma shine. The bitch, but she mine. The Rack 6 Deuce, yeah, it's mine. Your poster on the wall at the dealership. Young nigga blue paper on my hip, so that's a champagne spill and the car accelerate and the feet gon' cry. I'll be going to the bank at least 3-4 times.
All right, so the winner of this nice little Christmas. Let's see who won. This is Cameron. He is going to be picking a name out of the bucket. Pick one. Just one, Cameron. Just one. Who is it, Cammy? Who is it, Cammy? D. Harris.